Okay, for the free video tonight, I'm just going to take a look at a couple of things here. I'm going to look at a 987 tick chart because, frankly, swing trading this market right now is a little hairy, and want to just focus more on some day trades. And 987 tick chart, it's a kind of a good all-around chart. It's one of those where it's set up kind of as a scalping chart for more T-notes and S&Ps because they're such high-volume contracts. And then if you put these on gold or something like that, it's actually a little bit more of an intraday swing chart, which I like. So here you got one on T-notes, nice trade at, whatchamacallit, about noon today. Now the C wave was below zero on something like this, so you're right. It's one of those things where when you get a squeeze like this is kind of an interesting one right here. So this is like what a sloppy squeeze where you get the C wave below zero, and at the time that this fires off, it's actually flat or sloping downward. And then technically right here, this is a long squeeze. Those that you can pass on. If you see one like this, where by the time you see it fires, it's extremely clear that this isn't an uptrend, you can actually take those for a day trade. So remember, I always talk about the C wave being above zero or below zero. And you can see as we hit it in the close today, we got a nice little long squeeze set up for tomorrow. But it's a nice one because it's good for a day trade, and here the opposite. So same thing. For a day trading type chart, you've got the squeeze. Yes, the C wave is below zero, but it is clearly in a downtrend. And from a scalping perspective, that's enough because you're just looking to get 4 to 6 ticks or something like that. All right. So that was for the T-notes for the S&Ps. On the S&Ps, this is actually more of kind of a scalping time frame. If you're looking more for an intraday swing, you want to jump up to like a 41.81. This, you're just looking like if it fires off, trying to get a point and get the hell out. Okay. So not as clean on the S&Ps on something like that, but every once in a while you get one that's a really good move. Like that one was pretty sweet when all the ticks hit and everything like that. Then if you drill down to something like gold on a 97 tick chart, it's really a nice kind of an intraday, kind of a swing type of chart. Now gold is in the afternoon is usually kind of quiet. A lot of times these moves will happen like over and these big sustained moves like this. You're not going to get a squeeze. But if you can, this one actually, there's only one here that's set up. So gold is actually thin enough that really, let's look at the 377 is actually to give you more of a day trading perspective on here. So one thing you can do on this is that if you're looking for a day trading one, is the 377, if it's a lower contract, the 377 is a good default, and the higher volume is the 987. I just forgot on gold sometimes. I actually haven't looked at the 987 in a while on gold. That's really more of like almost throwing up like an hourly chart because it doesn't trade that much volume. But putting it on, you can drop it down. So at least during the course of a day, you should see at least 3 or 4 signals. Then that's what you're looking for. Okay. So there's that one, and then on crude oil. Dun, da, da. Again, same thing as it's more interesting in the morning session. You're going to get kind of the bigger moves in crude oil. How they set up like that in the afternoon, crude oil is typically dead. All right, so that's the kind of trading that I'm going to be looking at doing this right now. Setting up swing trades going into Thanksgiving, to me, not really worth it. When you're sitting there eating turkey, you don't want to be worrying about trades that you're in and how they're going to open up on Friday. Just kind of relax, get your mind clear, and maybe Friday even take that off and be ready to rock and roll come Monday. Okay, you guys have a great Thanksgiving and a good weekend after that, and we'll see you at the next update.